Okay, so we're gonna get you all harnessed up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a hold of these gray straps here. Just let me untangle. I'm gonna have you hold on to both of those, and then all you're gonna do is step up and over these two loops here and get your left leg into the left side, right into that big leg loop, and then same exact thing with your right foot. All right, now these gray straps, you're gonna pull them up and over your shoulders all the way, just like a pair of overalls or like a backpack. You got it, all the way on. And then this right here is called your D-ring. I'm just gonna have you grab a hold of it with both hands and hold it up against your belly button. I'm gonna come around on this side and get to tightening you all up. Tucking your coat in. Perfect. Just gotta twist, bear with me. Okay, and now I'm gonna have you just stand up nice and straight for me, perfect. Still be kind of relaxed though. Pull that up. That. Just gonna fix this back plate. There. And then that's the last one. Just let me come back over on this one now. And then you're all set, so I'm gonna have you. I'll just do this part for now. Oops. There. And then these are your smart blaze. Go ahead and pop those in your holsters on either side of your gear. So we'll slide them over. Perfect. Okay. We'll come this way and we'll get you a helmet. And that. Hopefully my chin strap. You guys, my name's Ava. I'm going to be your orientation guide for today. So my job is to run you through the gear and make sure you're comfortable before we move up to what we see behind us. Alright, so any water bottles, backpacks, I'm going to have you guys line them up along the backhand side of the path and then make your way towards me so that you can see my hands. Okay, so we're going to start with smart belays. Take those out of your holsters and hold them in both hands. By pushing that green and black button together, you'll hear the click. One of your smart belays will open. You will notice that by clicking the green and black of the second one, it will not open. So that's our #1 safety feature here. So basically, in order to get this guy open, I'd have to connect this one off on any type of cable. We'll cover that after. For now, go ahead and put those back in your holsters on either side of your gear. I don't have any, so mine are just gonna go on my shoulders. Okay, your second piece of equipment will be your track pulley. So go ahead and take that off of your gear loop on the side of your harness. And then I want you to hold it out right in front of you like this. So this is our track pulley. It'll be used for zip lines. All I want you guys to know is that to open it, you pull down on the orange and push in. And then once it's sitting on a cable, we'll be doing something that we call a butterfly grip. So you're gonna take your first thumb, put it at the bottom of that carabiner, your second one overlapping. Note how it looks like a little butterfly grip, and then close your hands off, one over top of the other, so hand over hand. This way you'll be able to steer going down zip lines. So if you push to the left, you'll kind of swing to the right with your feet, and if you push to the right, you'll swing to the left. It'll make sense afterwards, don't worry. So go ahead and connect that back to your gear loop. And the final piece of equipment is helmets. So we just want to make sure that these stay on our head at all time, and that if it's loosening up, you find a guide and we'll tighten it up for you. Okay, so we're gonna move over this way now. I want everybody to move along with me so that you guys can again see my hands. Okay, so this is what we call an ALF system. So it's to go up or down any kind of vertical obstacle like these steps here. So the first thing you're gonna do when you're approaching an ALF system is pull down and grab a hold of this red tri-lock or tri-action carabiner. Now to open this guy up, you're just gonna push, twist, and open. Now there's a little pin path that you could follow here if that's confusing to you. So just following that pin, push, twist, open. You're gonna go ahead and connect that right away to your D-ring, which is that ring we were having you guys hold up near your belly button during harnessing. Okay, so now that that first point of contact is on, we're gonna go ahead and take our smart belays out of our holsters. You're gonna grab the smart belay that is open, and you're gonna hook it onto this carabiner here. Pulling down, you listen for that click. It's clicked, it's closed. I can go ahead, green and black together. That second one will open. Now I'm gonna move this first one up and out of the way to make room for my second one. Again, clicking, you hear the click, you know you're locked up. So again, my 3 points of contact are on. I can go ahead and make my way up the elf system and up the ladder to the first platform. Now, once my feet are on the platform, I'm gonna go ahead right away and take off my smart belay from the gear loop, and I'm gonna connect it to the red lifeline around the tree. I'm gonna go ahead and take my second one and add it right beside. Once that's done, I could take off that tri-lock carabiner from the elf system. So remembering that pin path is there to help. Push, twist, open, and it'll come off. And I'm just gonna send the elf system back down for the next climber. Now, something to note, this red lifeline that I connected my smart belays onto, again, you'll see that red tape, but of course, it's also gonna be the loosest cable around the tree for the most part. So if ever you're unsure, just remember, loosest cable, red tape. Cool. I'm gonna make my way around the tree, and I want you guys to all move along so that you can continue to see my hands. Okay. So, moving on, I'm arriving at a game. I know this is a game for a couple reasons. Reason number one is that there's something at my feet to climb across. Reason number two, there is red tape. So that is my indication that my smart belay goes to this cable. My second smart belay can join it as well. Now, when we're clipping onto the game cables and even to the lifeline, we always want to make sure that we're looking and checking to see if our lanyards are nice and straight and parallel. So this one here, it's what we call a candy cane twist. So we're just gonna go ahead, pop that off, untwist it, and connect it back on. That way, if you're noticing that it's hard to open and close up your smart belays, it's probably just because of that twist. So once I'm connected, I'd be free to go ahead and make my way across the first game. I'm just gonna take this second though and pause and say, 1 climber at a time per elf system. 2 climbers are allowed to be on a platform connected to the lifeline cable in red, and then 1 climber at a time per game. So since there's nobody, I can make my way across. Now, about halfway across this first game, I'm gonna have you guys, for orientation, stand on the cables, take a pretty wide stance. You're gonna grab a hold of your smart belay lanyards, and you're just gonna lean back, keep your arms locked and straight, and then you're just gonna kind of shimmy down those lanyards until you find yourself sitting completely in your gear. This way we can see as guides that you guys feel comfortable in your gear and that you're able to either grab a hold of the bar or of your lanyards and pull yourselves back up if you were to fall. So once that's given the A-OK, you guys can make your way across to the second platform as long as there's less than 2 climbers on it. So I see it's empty, I could step off right away, getting my smart belays to the red lifeline cable around the tree. My second one can join that. Okay, I'm gonna make my way around this platform, and now I'm arriving at a zip line. So, reiterating, the red marked cable and something at my feet is a game. The yellow marked cable and nothing at my feet is my indication that I'm arrived at a zip line. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off that track pulley because I know that this is the first piece of gear we will be using for the zip line. So I can go ahead and pop that on the cable, remembering that you just pull down and open up, and then it sits on just like that. Now the second piece of equipment that will go onto your cable is your smart belay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clip one behind my track pulley for now. So again, just making sure that we always clip it behind. And before I take off this second one, I'm just gonna demonstrate steering. So if we remember that butterfly grip, so thumb, thumb, hand over hand, if I sit down in my gear all the way, I'm just gonna slide a little bit down to show you. If I push to the left, I'll swing to the right. And if I push to the right, I'll swing to the left. That way you see my feet swinging. I can keep them straight to the platform that I'm trying to reach. So I'm just gonna stand myself back up, and I can now grab that second smart belay, clipping it behind my track pulley again. And then I know thumb, thumb, hand over hand, sitting down in my gear all the way, I can go ahead and do the zip. Once I'm at the end of the zip line, I'm gonna try to run up the platform like I just did, and right away you're gonna wanna try to get a smart belay to the red lifeline around the tree. That way there's no chance of you falling back onto the zip line. Of course, there's a red rope to help you out if need be, but let's say you don't make it even this far, and that in this position you end up rolling back onto the zip line. Don't worry, just take your hands off of everything and just put them right onto your lap. And then once you come to a complete stop, we'll take a second. Once you stop, you can grab the cable above head. You're gonna turn so that your head is pointed in the direction you're trying to go, and just doing a hand over hand motion, you're gonna pull yourself all the way to the platform you're trying to reach. And of course, get that smart belay to the lifeline so that that does not happen again. I can go ahead and add my second one, And at this point in time, I can take off my track pulley and connect it back to my gear. And then at this point, I would yell, "All clear!" That way the climber behind me at the start of the zip line knows that there's nobody left on this cable and that they're free to swing down and they won't run into me. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way around that final platform, connecting on to this lifeline cable. Again, green and black together, listening for those clicks. And then once I'm on the ground, I can go ahead and take off my first smart belay. And then we give you guys this red peg at the end of all of the courses so that you know that you can close off that smart belay. That way your last one will open up. And I like to close them both off. And then right away, those go back into the holsters on either side of your gear so that they don't drag on the ground with all the tree sap and dirt. Okay, so before I have you guys start climbing through the orientation to do what I just did, a couple last things to note. So first thing I'm gonna say is that if you need a washroom at any given point, find a guide. It must be us in the red shirts. Some of us might be wearing blue. Find one of us and we will unharness you and then reharness you once you're finished. The second thing I'm gonna note is that down the path and up the steps, you'll see the nest. In the nest, there will be a guide who will direct you to your first course. You must listen to them because we follow a graduated system. So you have to start climbing a beginner course before moving up to an intermediate, and then some of you might be able to do the advanced and expert courses depending on age and height. All right, so if there aren't any more questions or concerns, whoever feels the most confident and ready to go can head over and start climbing the ALF system, just remembering those 3 points of contact. If you're a little bit more cautious, just hang around the back, watch a couple of your friends run through it first, and then when you're ready, you could get climbing as well. Okay, if you're feeling confident and ready to go, you can grab that red tri-lock or tri-action, and just remember that there's that pin path there to help you out. You got it. And then that's your first point of contact to your D-ring. Good job. And then you know the drill, your second smart blaze. There you go. Perfect. And then just move that first one up and out of the way. Done. And right away we're looking for that loose red lifeline cable around the tree. And then that pin path on your tri-action. Done. Cool. All right, and then you are free to do your trust lower. So just take a stance on those cables for me on either side. You got it, and then just lean back all the way. Keep your arms nice and straight. And then you'll feel your gear catch. And then when that's the case, just take off your hands, do a little jazz hands. Perfect. You're good to pull yourself back up. And then you can make your way across to that second platform because there's less than 2 of you on it. Okay, once you unclip, just make sure you yell all clear.
All clear.
Okay. Good job setting up that track pulley first, and then your smart blaze behind. And then just show me that butterfly grip with your thumbs. Perfect. Good job. Now sit down all the way. Good job.
All clear.